If you guys are looking to set up an ad for your carpets cleaning business very quickly, and you just want to get the phone ringing, you want to get people booking as quickly as possible, well, this is the video for you. I'm going to show you how to set up your own ad on Facebook in about 10 minutes or so. And this requires no landing page, no website, so you guys can get things rolling as quickly as possible. Let's jump right into it. So the first thing that you want to do is click on the screen button once you're inside the Ads Manager. And by the way, guys, this is assuming that you already have a business manager / ads manager set up that's connected to your Facebook business profile. I'm not going to talk about how to set that up in this video, but once you have that set up, you'll be brought to the Ads Manager. So for example, if you click on this hamburger icon and then over here, Ads Manager, okay? So now we're going to build it. So click on the screen button, create. And as I mentioned, what we're doing today is going to be the lead generation option. So this option over here, also referred to as a lead ad, and this basically is really cool because what this allows us to do is keep the users on the Facebook platform, meaning we don't have to direct traffic to a website or a landing page or anything like that. We're keeping everybody on the same exact platform and looking just to collect their contact details as seamlessly as possible. All right, so once you select that, then you're going to get brought with the option to actually name your campaign. So the way that I like to name my campaigns is just by starting off with the name of the actual objective. So we're going to do lead ad, and then this is where I usually put in the name of the offer. So for example, we're doing an $80 deep carpet cleaning special. So that's just what I'm going to name it, and then you're going to hit continue, okay? So now we have that, and as you scroll down, you'll see an option if you want to A/B test. Just skip that, as well as set up campaign budget optimization. I like to leave that off. And then what we're going to do is now click on new ad set. And when we're at the ad set level, if you've never done this before, this is where you actually start to get into the targeting and dealing with which audience that you want to go after. So I'm just going to name this interest-based targeting. So I again, with the naming structure that I like to do is interest dash whatever. We'll do broad targeting, let's say 30 and up. So now the lead method, we're going to keep it on instant forms because we want people to submit their name, email, phone number. Now you're just going to scroll down, select the appropriate page. This is where you guys get to set the budget. I like to leave it on daily budget, but for example, if you wanted to do lifetime budget of like $100 and just let Facebook decide when they want to cut off your ad once you've spent that amount, you could do that as well. But in most cases, daily budget will be totally fine. Don't select an end date or anything like that. You can just keep it as it is. And then over here, once you get to the audience level, the default that Facebook gives you is to select basically the whole US. So this is a common mistake for beginners. You want to make sure that you actually put in the actual radius around your address, or by specific cities or by specific zip codes that you're targeting in your serviceable zone. So if we do that together, we're going to click on edit. You guys over here where it says search locations, this is where you would simply just put the actual address that you want to select the radius around. And then over here, again, this is where you guys can select how many miles out you want to go. So depending on if you're in a rural area versus maybe a more metro area, that's going to obviously differ on how far out you want to promote your campaign. But keep in mind, this little section over here on the right where it says audience definition, what this will actually do is give you an estimated reach of how many people your ad will be expected to get in front of. And as a general rule of thumb, I like to always start with a minimum of 30,000 people. So that is something to consider. Again, if you're in a rural area and you have only a couple thousand people to go after, you have a couple options. You could either increase your radius. If that is not an option, what I would recommend doing is ditching the address with a radius and start targeting by zip codes. So again, in here, by searching for specific locations, I would just enter in a couple zip codes that are within your area that you do service. And sometimes, even though technically speaking, you're in the same serviceable zone, Facebook will actually reach out to more people. So that is another option that you could do. All right, but we're going to assume that you have that all clear. All right. And then over here, guys, where it says age, gender, what I typically like to do is keep this fairly broad. I know some people like to go deep in the weeds and only target people that are married, and you could also target people that have pets, which is a good idea if you're doing carpet cleaning. But when in doubt, always keep in mind that Facebook is looking to optimize on your behalf. Meaning if you don't have really extensively dialed in avatars, it's totally fine. It's better to leave it broad and let Facebook optimize on your behalf than trying to set in too many variables and confining your audience, restricting your audience too much. But that being said, something I do always like to do is target ideally homeowners. So, you could do like 28 and up, 30 and up, something like that. And that's pretty much it, guys. I like to just leave it at that. All right, automatic placements versus manual placements. So automatic is checked automatically. However, there is kind of debate on what's actually better, because keep in mind, if you keep automatic placements, this means Facebook will show your ad pretty much anywhere, meaning on third-party sites, on different apps where people might not necessarily be looking for an ad related to carpet cleaning. So it is something to keep in mind. In that case, I actually do like to check manual and select specific placements. So for example, if we're scrolling down together here, you could definitely leave it on all the feeds. That's totally cool. We actually don't have that option to check right column, but leave it on all the feeds checked. Stories, I think, is a great idea. But once you get to in-stream, I like to uncheck that. Search, same thing. In article, uncheck. Apps and sites. And again, guys, this is just to make sure that you're not burning through your budget and having your ad show on places that aren't really proven to convert, at least in my opinion. All right. So now we're going to hit next, and we are at the final stage. We're at the fun part, because this is where we actually start crafting our ad. So you guys can choose either a photo or a video to upload, or even a carousel if you wanted to. But in this case, we're going to keep things simple. We're going to do a photo. And then once you guys scroll down here, this is where you get to start actually crafting the ad. So you're going to click on edit, change media, and then this is where you guys can upload whatever photos or videos you want to use. So we'll use this photo that I have uploaded here. All right. Now I have the ad copy already saved, so I'm just going to paste that in here. All right. And guys, I do have another tutorial on how to write good ad copy. But as a general rule of thumb, what I like to do is call out the area, address a pain point. When was the last time you had your carpets cleaned? And then for the following line, that's basically where I have in the actual offer. So as you can see, this is where we have the 2 rooms, deep carpet cleaning for $80. And then the rest is kind of just you getting a chance to really brag about your service. So you could put in, basically sell the destination to these people, put in some client testimonials if you want. All right, and then the headline can really just reiterate what the offer is. And then this is just where the headline is going to be right under the image, as you can see. That's where people will see it on their feed. Description is actually in most cases not even shown on the feed, so you don't even have to put anything in there. But just make sure that if you put a call to action in the ad copy, so we have book now as the call to action, so just make sure that it's congruent and you want to select the option that says book now. All right. Now we get to the part where we actually create the form. So we create what's actually going to pop up on someone's screen after they click on this Book Now button and give them the opportunity to enter in their information and claim this offer. So I already have a form created, but let's just build one from scratch as a test, and I'll show you guys how this works. So you have 2 options, more volume versus higher intent. Now guys, I like to leave it on higher intent because this adds one extra layer to help qualify these leads a little bit, which basically makes sure that after they enter in their name, email, phone number, they have a chance to review their information and they actually have to slide to submit their information, as opposed to if it was on more volume, you wouldn't have this added step. Now, why is this a good idea? Well, keep in mind that Facebook will actually auto-populate these fields with information that might be very outdated. And when people are in a rush, they're not really paying attention to the phone number that's associated with when they created their Facebook account. They might easily press submit, and now that number is not necessarily valid and you're never going to reach these leads. So it's just something to keep in mind. Now you're going to click on intro. I like to do this, use the same image from your ad, just to add congruency with what people are going to see on this form. And then over here where it says headline, this is where you guys get to, again, reiterate their offer if you want. So that will be the headline. And then the description is where you could just describe your service in either paragraph format or list format. So if you did list format, you could name bullet points, knock off the bullet points like fast and friendly, family owned, 24-hour cleanup policy. I don't know. You could do something like that. Or you could just simply do paragraph where you could list out what they expect. So on day 1, we're going to show up to your home. We're going to ask if you have any questions, get an estimated square footage, sit back, relax while we do the cleaning. Get creative with this. I'm not putting anything in here purposely because I know you guys have your own unique angles, or at least you should, of how you sell your carpet cleaning, so that's your opportunity to shine. After you have that, this is where you guys get to actually ask the questions of what information you're looking to collect. So for description, you would put something like, please enter your information below. And then add category. This is where you guys get to decide which contact fields you're actually wanting to collect for these leads. So I like to do full name, email, and phone number. Now you could add more like zip code or city, but I would really keep it to 3 to 4 questions max, because once you start adding too many questions, your conversion rates are going to drop. All right, so that's that. Then you're going to get this next section, which is privacy policy, and this is where you guys could just link the privacy policy that's associated with your website. If you don't have one, look it up. You can create one for free pretty easily. So you just want to link that there as kind of Facebook's guidelines. And then last but not least, the review screen. This is what people have a chance to see once they opt into the form. And then completion. This is essentially the thank you page. After someone submits their information, they're going to see this page, and this is where you guys can really say whatever. So let's say, for example, you want people to call you after they submit, just to incentivize them, kind of light a fire under their you-know-what to basically claim the offer as quick as possible, not just be a lead that sits there and you never hear from. So this is a good chance for you guys to actually include upsells, for example. So you could say, thanks, you're all set, but wait, if you call in the next, 10 minutes, we'll include, and then you could throw in some type of offer that you guys have. Maybe it's a free deodorizer, some type of Scotch Guard for pets, odor removal, something like that, just to incentivize them to actually call you, so you don't have to chase 100% of your leads. And guys, I've seen this work extremely well, believe it or not. So you could either have something like that. Now, another thing you could do is you could direct them to a specific web page. So you could put your calendar link here. And again, keep the same incentive for them to book, but just have them, instead of calling your business, actually scheduling a time on their calendar if that you think would work for your business. All right, guys, so that's pretty much that. And then the call to action would just be reiterating what you're trying to get them to do. So as you'll see, that's what appears as the button. The link is simply where you would put the link to your website, web page, calendar link, or your actual phone number. All right, guys, so then you would press publish, and that is it. You officially have your first campaign rolling. Guys, this is a beginner-friendly tutorial. However, I know people run into some issues along the way, so either drop a comment or send me a message if you have issues. But aside from that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll chat soon.